Yes, I have actually got some radio reception here, which is nice. But it occurs to me, I haven't done an acceleration test on camera. Yeah, I'm going to turn the traction control off because I want to see how exciting this thing gets when you absolutely nail it. Turn economy off. And are we ready? Still good traction anyway. That's 80 kilometers an hour in first, and that's already quite illegal. Slow back down to the limit of 100, and yeah, she takes a while to get going because the gearing is so long. I mean, she's doing over 60 kilometers an hour. Well, getting on for 80 kilometers an hour. That's 50 miles an hour, Mahindra, in first gear. So yeah, I mean, I can't extend second gear, let alone third or fourth. So yeah, she does like to get a shift on. I'm going to put her back in economy mode. I'm going to turn the traction control back on again because she can get lively at times, especially on gravel. Really struggles for traction. Yeah, that was the traction control. Ooh, 61 litres per 100 kilometres there. Let's not do that anymore. What I will demonstrate though is the fact that turn the cruise control on, and I'll just get through this bend here. So I've got about 3 hours 40 of driving today, another 286 kilometres to go. So we may make our way down to Wellington, New Zealand's capital. But as we get up to 100, I will set the cruise control at that. And then I can control my speed purely by turning the the cruise control on and off, which, you know, not that novel a feature, but it regains pace very gently, which makes it very relaxing to do that. Some cars, you hit coast and it'll slow down, you hit resume and it goes off as hard as it can, which is not very relaxing. This is what I want. If I want an extra shove of power, I'll press the pedal myself. This ben's looking a little tight, so I'll just hit the coast button there, but it's okay. So hit resume again. You can hit resume mid-bend and it doesn't upset anything. Got Mount Ruapeo to my left at the moment, just looking absolutely magnificent. What a beautiful day. My friend Phil, I met my friend Phil at Horapito Motors yesterday. He is also independently touring New Zealand. He's already done the South Island, and yeah, he says I will like it very much. So that's good times. We're on the ferry first thing in the morning. Didn't plan that very well. I think it's an 8 o'clock departure, and I need to be there at 7 apparently. So yeah, early bird on the ferry. It's a 3.5 hour crossing, I think, over to the South Island, or the mainland as people seem to call it, quite amusingly, and we'll be there tomorrow, and I'm really looking forward to it. I have plenty of offers of accommodation on South Island, lovely old Bedford there, so I think I'm liking South Island already. Apparently you should call it the South Island, but given I can't do THs because of my speech impediment, I think I will not do that. So maybe I will just call it the mainland. Anyway, I've got a day of this, wafting in peace and quiet, with the occasional stop for a cup of tea. I will see you later in this video. Well, probably imminently, to be honest. I'm going to do hours of this. You can skip ahead. I'm in the town of Taihape, I think, at the moment. That is said town. I've just filled up at said BP garage. Now, I'm a little worried that my figures are going to be slightly off in this car, because it's such a sod to fill, but I'm pretty sure I just got a genuine 50 litres in after 525 kilometers or 328 miles. So 50 litres is about 11 gallons, works out at about 30 mpg, which yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. I was kind of expecting it to be around there. I know some people were thinking that getting a 4-litre 6-cylinder automatic of enormous size was a complete disaster of an idea, because it would be super thirsty, but that's about the same as the Lexus was doing, and the Lexus was also a 4-litre big barge with an automatic gearbox. I think it's a sign of how good these modern autos are with lock-up torque converters. So as long as you're cruising, you're not necessarily burning any more juice than if it was a manual. And yeah, it's just, yeah, so good to waft. The revs are so low. So if you bear in mind the BX was doing 32-35 with an engine half the size, then yeah, I don't think Ugly Betty is doing too badly at all. I've just parked Betty roadside underneath a DC3. Well, so they were used very often by Americans, and I'm just going to step the other side of this barrier, and during the war, I think. And yeah, that one is looking a bit sad these days. Some very nice trucks around. It's a very busy road, this one, apparently. But yeah, Mangaweka. I think there would have been a business here at some point. It looks like it's all closed down, and now this poor plane has been abandoned. But Ugly Betty has not been abandoned, so we will push on. Oh, well, that was a delicious lunch. Home of the famous cream horn. They are good. They are good. So are the pies. Kiwi's very good at pies. And I definitely didn't stop here just because they've got a Morris Minor van outside. No, I stopped here because they've got 2 Morris Minor vans outside. Well, the fact we're in traffic suggests we've reached Wellington. I think we're very much on the outskirts at the moment, but it's busy enough already. We've got the Tasman Sea off to our right. We may catch a glimpse, but it's looking blooming rough today. Let's hope it settles down by tomorrow morning when we've got to catch a ferry. It could be more exciting than I really want. I'm not after excitement on my ferry ride. I don't mind going on a boat that goes through a hole in a rock, as I did up in Paihia. But yeah, a ferry, you just want it to be nice and smooth and just kind of get you there, really. We're jumping around the car breakers. That's a Nissan Rasheen. We're going to try and find a Falcon with a decent headliner. See what we can find. Interesting spot. So it's a light Ace, I think. Well, 1977. So solid, yet so here. Oh, this is very sad. Honda Civic Mk2 here. It had rego until March. Now apparently if the rego lapses, you've got a year to get it back, so this could end up back on the road again. It's got the 5-speed manual gearbox, all of the brown and the beige. It's a bit grubby, but you know, we've had a peek under the bonnet, and you know, fresh coolant. So this was looked after at some point. I mean, it's a bit knocked about, but look, you don't see these with rear arches in the UK very often. Bit of bubble in there. But oh dear. Try not to think about it, try not to think about it, try not to think about it. Encore. Now we're looking at a BA Falcon here. This is the slightly later model. It's got a revised interior. We're wondering if the headliner is the same though. The windscreen treatment is slightly different, so depends how it matches. But this one's in very good shape by comparison. Bit grubby over there, but grubby's better than not there at all. The AU has a windscreen that curves all the way down, whereas the BA, it tends to go up here. But that changes only on the outside. Inside, the trim still comes down to here, even on the BAs. So we're going to go for it. We're going to rip the headliner out of this BA here. So the BA's got a much squarer front end. There we go. We have a headliner. It's a bit icky in places. No idea how you even manage that, but never mind. But we've got the pad underneath, got some map reading lights, all quite fancy. Haven't got a middle light. We might need to find one. Yeah, we need to find one, otherwise I'll have a hole in my headliner. Oh, it's sad times. It's a copper orange Matiz. I was thinking I could do with a driver's wiper on, but no. Apparently they even rust in New Zealand. Oh, it's got a seat cover on it. Maybe the seat's in nice nick under that, but I'm not sure I can be bothered with shipping an entire seat back home. It's done 211,000 kilometres. Oh, that is very much the smell of Matiz. Oh, must be an SE Plus. It's got electric windows. Bit blooming fancy, if you ask me. And a free denim jacket, apparently. So just a reminder, that's what it sounds like at the moment. One slight issue we do have is someone's chopped the loom. Admit it, was that you, Chris? And the BA had a connector here, so such chopping would not have been required. But I think we can probably certainly wire up the map lights. I don't think map lights are correct for this model, but we'll see. We can do something so we get some interior illumination, which would be a useful item, I must admit. There's been some jiggery pokery, but we're starting to get there. We don't need that. That's an extra power. It's just a slightly different setup. So we've got one power feed which will feed the map lights and the courtesy light. That's a permanent live, and it's a switched earth. So that's the earth for the map reading lights, and that's the one for the courtesy light. We've tested it with our lamp and it all works. I'm looking forward to losing my echo, it must be said. We're getting closer. There we go, we have a headliner. It's not the best headliner in the world. It was 28 quid, and we took it from an ex-taxi, which might explain why it's so grubby above the driver's head. We'll see what we can do about that in the long term, but oh yeah, that's going to sound an awful lot better. Oh yeah, and working courtesy light. We've got working map reading lights eventually. So all the good times. It sounds much better in here, so hopefully the bass response from this really very impressive stereo will now be even better. Well, out there is the Falcon, resplendent with its new headliner. I'm enjoying, hello, this rather lovely spot and the rather lovely views. Another very kind hub nutter has put me up for the night. I will be coming back here at some point on my way back to Wellington. I haven't seen Wellington at all yet. Is that a window or is it a painting? Oh no, it appears to be moving. But yeah, all very lovely. Yeah, thank you very much. But yeah, I'm overnighting here. Got to get up very early in the morning because it's time to catch the ferry over to the other side of New Zealand, South Island, the mainland. I'm just going to try and do some video editing now. The Horopito Motors video proving a bit of a swine. Here we are on the ferry as Wellington spreading out. It's quite windy here, so I hope you can hear me. We're steaming away. Just see Elizabeth's nose sticking out down there. She's hanging out with the lorries on the way over. So it's going to be about a 3-hour crossing, and worried about how the sea is going to be. We're still in a bit of an inlet here. You can see it's a little choppy, but a big boat like this isn't going to struggle too much. I've just noticed it has pantograph wipers. Oh, that's good times. Yeah, I can't use the gimbal out here, it's just too windy, but yeah, exciting times. Well, South Island, we're definitely getting closer. We've still got about an hour yet though. Oh, try and protect it from the wind a bit. But we've got to effectively get behind these hills. So I think it's going to get very interesting before we reach Picton, which is the town we're aiming for. Oh, windy. It's even windier right at the front of the boat. Not your usual view from a ferry. I'm spinning around. Move out of my way. This is Picton, and I think we're aiming to park up somewhere around here. She is. Hopefully didn't get too affected by salt on this open deck. Oh, she's crusty. Oh dear. Poor Betty, we'll have to get you a wash, old girl. Unlock. Oh. Just while we're waiting to get off the ferry here, I better talk about insurance. Yeah, I was accurate when I said that insurance is not compulsory here. Obviously insurance is still a good idea, because if you have a collision, you're still liable for any third-party costs otherwise if you haven't got the insurance. That's the main thing insurance is there for. I got a third-party only policy for $200, which is 100 quid. So that should do the job nicely. I decided fully comp, probably not really worth it. In terms of injuring someone else, the government here has a scheme for that anyway, but everyone kind of pays into through their normal taxes. And I think some of the car insurance also goes into that fund. So you don't get these personal injury lawyers here, I don't think, because the government will pay out if you're injured. Then you go to hospital, you get fixed. There's none of this suing people for whiplash, which is maybe why insurance is cheaper here than it is in good old Blighty. I mean, insurance is just a joke in the UK. Insurance companies will happily pay 3 times the going rate for a hire car and sue people for whiplash that may or may not actually exist. And everyone goes, oh yeah, that's brilliant, I'll get a nice payout. And then a week later, everyone's complaining, wondering why their car insurance is so expensive, because it's all a big con. So yeah, maybe that doesn't happen here. But yeah, that's that situation. The headliner is performing well. It's sagging a bit at the front in places. It's starting to do what they all do, but it's a work in progress. Here we go then. We are on South Island. I mean, it doesn't look all that dramatic at the moment because we're still in a ferry port, but I'm sure it will get better. But I'm overnighting here in a Hubnutter's caravan, and then going to make my way south. Oh, steam train there. Wow. Which you can't see. Sorry, the angle's all wrong for you there. That's encouraging though. Might actually get to see some steam trains on this journey. Have a big logging truck. All of the turbo. Well, this seems a good place to wrap up this instalment, I think. Our first view of South Island, and look, I found a Falcon Ute. I'll just have a quick squiz around it because I really like the styling of this. Like the little cab window, they were always a chassis cab, unlike the Holdens. Quite a smart looking thing, goes quite nicely with my Falcon, I think. But yeah, there we go. Reached South Island. I'm probably going to spend the next few days chilling out a bit, so might actually slow down on the videos a bit. Plenty of you have been telling me to do just that, so maybe I actually will. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to exploring South Island. I think there are some spectacular videos to come, and hopefully Elizabeth Fairmont will continue to serve me well, as she has done so far. So what should I say? Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe before you go. Don't forget you can go to hubnut.org, where you can find support, Patreon links and shop, etc. All that stuff is there, all that good stuff. In fact, I've just noticed there's a Falcon wagon over there as well. So that's what the estate version looks like. Yeah, see you in a future video. Farewell.